Buenas noches, amigos. Good evening, my friends. We're back live Wednesdays of personalities and interviews. We usually have either interviews or personalities, different characters, acting, comedy, fun with a little bit of sports. Today it looks like we might have an interview. Es posible que hoy tengamos una entrevista en unos minutos. Bueno, ¿y qué está pasando en el mundo del deporte? Hay mucha polémica con lo que pasó con Brian Flores, el ex head coach de los Miami Dolphins. Aparentemente él quería, nunca quiso a Tua. Y parece que era un proponente de que hicieran todo lo posible por coger a Deshaun Watson. Ahora Houston tiene una posición abierta, parece que tiene un opening para head coach, ¿no? Y creo que Deshaun Watson quiere que Houston traiga a Brian Flores. Si traen a Brian Flores, o como le dicen, Flow, a Houston, si lo traen, es posible que entonces Deshaun Watson se quede con Houston y juegue. Parece que hubo bastante, como dice, donde hay humo, hubo fuego. Parece que gran posibilidad de que Flores nunca quería a Tua, nunca quiso Tua, y era proponente de hacer los cambios para coger a Deshaun Watson. Ahora posiblemente Tua se quede con los Dolphins. Me sorprendería si todo eso es verdad, me sorprendería si que los Dolphins hagan cambios, especialmente como Houston está pidiendo tanto por Deshaun Watson, que hagan algún cambio para... los Dolphins aparentemente quieren seguir desarrollando a Tua, me imagino que el que sea el head coach, que por fin Steven Ross coja, adquiera, va a ser el que... me imagino que van a gastar más dinero en agente libre y en el draft para fortalecer el equipo a Tua. Vamos a ver lo que pasa. So apparently, Brian Flores was never in the Tua camp. The Tua camp. So apparently he wanted Deshaun Watson, and maybe he never wanted Tua. I know last year he was quick to pull the trigger with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He would remove Tua sometimes prematurely to put in Fitzpatrick in there. I guess he didn't have much faith in Tua, and the game plan was very very simplified, kind of like almost like he was spoon feeding him. So maybe he just didn't have any confidence in him. He didn't like him. Apparently, he was the big man that wanted Deshaun Watson. So now since Brian Flores is no longer there, and ironically, he might end up in Houston. And if that happens, probably Deshaun Watson wants to stay in Houston. Apparently, he wants to play for Brian Flores. So I think the Dolphins are probably going to try to build around Tua, probably getting free agents and getting possible, upgrades in the draft. We'll see what happens. Maybe some trades. I try to get some people in here. I don't know why this is a little bit slow today, but I try to get some people in here. Let me see what's going on. I don't know if there's something wrong with Instagram today. But I'm going to start getting people in. A little bit about what's going on in the world, not only of sports, but comedy. And apparently we're going to have a guest coming on soon. And hopefully it won't be too long. I don't know if you guys are hearing news about the Winter Olympics. Apparently it's going to start soon. I believe it's in a couple of weeks. And I don't know, if you guys are going to watch it, there's a lot of speculation that some countries wanted to boycott the Winter Olympics because they're being held in China with all the problems with China and the COVID-19 and all the things that are going on in China. That some countries, including the United States, I heard that maybe we were going to boycott it, but now I think the American athletes are going to perform. And so we'll see what happens. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the Olympics, to be honest with you. It's like every time I hear China, I think about the all the things that we've gone through with COVID. Family members that have passed away, friends, relatives, people that whether regular people, famous people. It just it's hard not to blame China for what happened. I have strong opinions in this. Well, there's a lot we don't know, but it originated over there. I think they could have handled it better. They could have given us a heads up of what was going on, and they basically let it out. They let it out and it spread throughout the whole world, and we're still paying the price. And who knows for how long we are going to be paying the price for the virus. I'm going to see if I can get. Now it looks like it's working better now. Let me see if I can get somebody in here, and hopefully we'll have the guests coming on soon. So we're going to talk more about all the stuff that's going on in this crazy world of ours. How you doing, Mr.
Energy. No,
Mr.
bueno,
King?
tú.
Mr. King? Yeah, it's Energy, Mr. King of Comedy. Yeah. No, it's me today. It's me. I was gonna come on as Mantequilla, but the thing is that we're having a guest, so the guest should be getting ready to come on.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
a
yeah.
guest.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
I'm not gonna guess about the guest.
Yeah, you'll be surprised who the guest is. I didn't want to let you know because I wanted it to be a surprise.
But it's someone I know.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, you might know them in person. You might have seen them, in different places that you worked at. So it's a person. I think it's a person you know.
Ceci.
Saludos, Ceci.
Alrighty.
Let me see. They're supposedly going to come on. I invited several people. We're going to have like 3 guests today. So I was going to do 20, 20, and 20.
Where have you been, Ceci?
But the other people said they wanted to do longer interviews. Te estoy siguiendo, Ceci. So what's going to happen is we're going to give this person how much time they need.
Ceci is Italian.
Oh, she's Italian. Oh, Italian. Let me see. Let me see if I can say something in Italian. El bambino. El bambino. El bambino.
Tito el bambino. No, es el reggaetonero.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess Babe Ruth, even though Babe Ruth wasn't Italian that I know of, I guess he was surrounded by a lot of Italians. Maybe a lot of Italian players that played for. He played for Boston before he played for the Yankees. So somebody called him the El Bambino.
Yeah, and Rocky Balboa was the Italian stallion.
Yeah, they named the candy bar for Babe Ruth. It was the Ruth bar. It was a Ruth bar, and then it became known as the Baby Ruth. So every time you eat a Baby Ruth, you know that it was named.
It was from Mars. The same people that do the M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. So every time when I was a kid, I ate a Baby Ruth. I remember that Great Bambino. Which, by the way, do you think the Great Bambino could have played in modern baseball? What do you think about that? That's a question that I've been hearing a lot about lately. People say no, that they don't think he could play because he was out of shape. He had a big stomach. He wasn't even 40 years old. It's like mid-30s, and he looked like a 75-year-old out of shape guy.
he played when baseball was baseball. What we have now.
They're bodybuilders now.
Baseball.
No, but you know what? I think the great ones would have played in any era, because I think if Babe Ruth played in this era, he would go to the gym, he would work out, he would have a trainer, he would have a nutritionist, masseuse. Right. I guess in those days they had masseuse.
I don't know. He was talented for that generation. If he had lived this generation, he should be as talented, no?
Yeah, I don't know if they actually.
That's what you expect.
With the masseuse they had back in the day, with Babe Ruth back in the, I guess, 1920s and 30s, I don't know if they had happy endings back then.
Cheers. Baby Ruth got happy endings.
Yeah, I couldn't resist. I got to give you that one.
With a bat?
I wanted to see if you were gonna choke on the drink. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but I couldn't resist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baby Ruth, he got a happy ending with a bat.
Yeah, well, the nutrition they had in those days was beer and a lot of hot dogs. But I think he would have taken care of his body, and he probably would have eaten better foods. He probably would have worked out. They would have had they would have probably paid him millions of dollars instead of thousands of dollars. Yes. But they would have said you have to be at a certain weight.
Yeah,
You know,
but back then, there were big belly people. Do you remember this very very good Mexican player? What was his name? And he was a little fatty.
oh, Valenzuela. Yeah, Fernando
Valenzuela,
Valenzuela.
Fernando
Yeah,
Valenzuela.
yeah, Fernando Valenzuela. Fernando Valenzuela, a tremendous pitcher, tremendous pitcher.
Uh-huh.
I think because the thing is, for a hitter, the hand-eye coordination is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this whole thing with steroids. The only thing I disagree with that I really, really go against the steroids is that the home runs, because a lot of times the doubles become home runs. What
Mm-hmm.
happens is, I don't know if you remember when Sammy Sosa and McGuire were hitting all those home runs, and then later Bonds. It was either a single, a walk, or a home run.
Right.
There weren't hardly any doubles because any fly ball, it will be a home run. So what happens is the steroids could maybe add 100 to 150 feet of distance to the ball that you hit. So then the balls that would hit the fence or the warning track, they weren't going to do it because the ball was
Mm-hmm.
going to be 100, 150 feet over the fence. So that's
Yeah.
the thing, you know. But I'm not with that. I don't want to completely think, okay, they wouldn't have made it to the Hall of Fame because they were going to be great hitters. They were still going to hit a lot of
Yeah,
homers.
the talent is there, but they
Yeah,
play with it. They play, you know,
it's just that baseball is.
I think they gamble with their talent
Yeah.
doing
No,
that.
not only that. I mean, they could have. A lot of them have hurt their health, but it's not only that. Is that baseball is a game of numbers.
Hmm.
So you know, if you have Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and all these guys, Ted Williams, for you know Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, all these guys that
Wow,
were
Willie,
the
Hank
greatest home
Aaron.
run hitters, Frank Robinson, all these guys, and then all of a sudden people are coming and breaking the records because they're taking steroids. It just you know it doesn't sit right with
Hmm.
most people. But I think that any player with that kind of talent could have played back in those days and could definitely play.
And they are nowadays. Sure,
Now,
sure,
the
sure.
average player is different. The average player might need a little bit of help, you know. But if you are the best of the best, the cream
Yeah,
of the crop, then you could play anytime, anytime. I was giving
yeah.
information because for some reason Instagram was very slow. I was giving information. I definitely, I'm about 90% sure that the biggest problem that they had with the Dolphins was that Flores never wanted Tua.
Hmm.
Because I've been reading article upon article upon article, and the more I read, the more I find out that he never wanted him. Part of the reason he wasn't talking to a lot of his staff is that he wanted Deshaun Watson.
Hmm.
So I guess in a certain way, Brian Flores was almost like being a baby when they don't get their toy. It was being a little bit immature, but
Right.
I could understand in the sense that he was frustrated. He's the head coach. The head coach should be able to get the quarterback that he wants. And that's part of the reason why last year he was playing
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick a lot more. And the excuse was that Tua wasn't ready, that they wanted him to learn the plays and all this stuff. But it was just they were giving him,
But he was getting paid a lot, so Flores
yeah,
was
no,
getting
and
himself in trouble.
yeah, and they were giving him very simple plays. They were not letting him grow. Okay, if you play bad, you play bad, but you have to develop. And apparently now the reason why in my gut, I know that's what happened, is that Deshaun Watson wants to play with Brian Flores, and apparently Houston now has an opening for a head coach,
Hmm.
and they're saying that if Brian Flores goes to Houston, Deshaun Watson's going to stay in Houston. So you kind of connect the dots, and it's like, okay, so if Brian Flores goes
So
to Houston,
something's there. Something's
yeah,
happening
he's
there.
all of a sudden he's happy. He doesn't want to leave anymore. He wants to play. So apparently his hope was that he was going to come to the Dolphins, and it never happened.
Hmm.
So now I think they're gonna get free agents, maybe make some trades, get all the draft picks that they can to try to make a better team, so that Tua is not gonna look bad. And I think that happened because
Don't looks like doesn't look like.
I don't know. I think he's never gonna be great. I think he could be decent. He could be above average, but I don't think he's gonna be great because the great quarterbacks, they don't take that long to develop.
They
It's
were,
like
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
He would have been by now if he was going to be
I
good.
can't think of any quarterback that's a Hall of Famer. I'm not talking about an average guy that maybe was, era, ¿cómo te diría? Ni calor ni frío.
Hmm.
Que no fuera ni calor ni frío y después de 5 o 6 años se vuelva un poquitico caliente. Pero los buenos, the best of the best, the Hall of Famers, the Marinos, the Manning, the Brady's,
Fabre.
¿cómo se llama? Drew Brees, y toda esa gente, the greatest. Even going back to like Staubach and Greasy and ¿cómo se llama del Calvito? El Calvito que comes out on Fox Sports, Terry Bradshaw. All those guys, by the first or second year, they were already as good as they were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't go from like being bad to all of a sudden being great. You know, it just,
No, they just get
you
to
know.
average.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the running backs. Most running backs, they come in, if they're good, they're good. The wide receiver, the only, I think the only position that I've seen that you can actually improve a lot is offensive line. Because offensive line, you think it's easy. You think it's just hitting the guy, but they have to know a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of plays. You know, like sometimes it's not just blocking the guy in front of you. Sometimes you have to cross with another guy to block the other guy on the other
Right.
side. You know, you have to. So they're very smart, and
You
people
have to
think
be very aware.
offensive linemen people think are dumb. They're actually probably the smartest guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
They have to know all the plays. They basically know all the plays, who to block, where where to run to. If somebody's going to blitz, how to pick up the blitz. It's very complicated. So that one takes longer to develop. But running back, if you got the skill to break tackles and to see the holes and get the yards, wide receiver, if you have the speed to get open, and quarterback, if you're not great by year 2 or 3, you're never going to be great.
Yeah.
So I don't think. I was talking about that because I wanted to get to the bottom of it, but I also, man, I tell you what, I'm big into Mario Cristobal. I think I'm gonna get season tickets for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, but
I-
it looks like next year is gonna be the Hurricanes
yeah.
year, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to see if I can go, if I can get not great seats, but probably gonna be higher up with my son, but maybe I can get talk to some connections. I cover, I give you guys good coverage, get me closer.
Yeah,
I,
you can,
I
but you
wish
can,
I,
you know what, you can ask for a
yeah,
press,
yeah.
how
So
do you,
cover them. Maybe they give
yeah.
me a chance and I can get closer. But I tell you, I want to see them play because he's doing great. I mean, he's inviting people to come to take a visit to try to
Hmm.
sign with the Hurricanes that Manny Diaz would have never done in his wildest dream. I mean, he's going for broke.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing like those games that you will see in 007 where he sits on the table and he's betting with everything. If you lose, te
Ya,
quedas
ya.
sin, te quedas sin ropa.
Él está
Yeah,
dejando hacer muy claro
yeah,
a los dueños, o sea, a la Universidad de Miami, que
yeah.
él vale lo que le
No,
pagaron
no,
para
no,
venir.
no. He's going for broke. I mean, the guy is really, really. He's trying his best, and I think we're gonna have a great team.
Ujú.
Let me see if our invitado, yo hablar Spanish, a ver si
Ok.
nuestro invitado está por aquí. Tú sabes que, ¿te recuerdas que Maile Cuadra entró en Cuadra o
Sí,
Cuadre?
Maile Cuadra, sí, claro, la
Ok,
vida.
ajá, que ella entró Maile Cuadre o Cuadra.
Cuadra.
Cuadra, Maile Cuadra entró un día. Tú sabes que ahora soy amigo de ella también en Facebook. Es un teatro que hay en
Ah, sí, no,
Hialeah.
ella sí,
Eh,
el Goodlet.
ajá, el Parque Gurle, que yo me recuerdo cuando yo tenía como 21 o 22 años, me reunía con mis amigos, jugábamos basquetbol ahí. Me parece que jugábamos también fútbol, también creo que flag fútbol. Pero
Yo
bueno, ese,
tuve,
ese parque,
yo ensayé varias veces ahí, hice un
sí,
teatrito muy bien puesto en el mismo parque,
sí, sí,
en la
sí.
parte del frente.
Parece
Eh,
que tienen eso ahí. Entonces yo dije, wow, quizás debiera pasar un día por ahí. A mí no me están lejos el Hialeah, pasar por ahí y
no,
saludar, quizás hacer una entrevista ahí. Déjame ver.
la obra es escrita y dirigida por mi hermano del alma, Jesús Rafael.
Oh, oye, qué raro que no veo aquí la persona. Déjame ver, qué raro está que no está aquí. Déjame buscarlo. Déjame ver.
¿Será
Porque
que la
le dije,
gente se están escondiendo?